Bench Movie Club. I'm Charlie.
My name's Ben.
And in this episode we are talking about the 1957 classic Witness for the Prosecution, directed by Billy Wilder, who of course made Some Like It Hot, The Apartment, Sunset Boulevard. And it was written by Billy Wilder, but it was based on the 1953 play of the same name by Agatha Christie. So the film is about this barrister who's had some health issues, and he's been told he has to retire, but he has his case drop in his lap about a man who's been accused of murdering an old woman. And when it turns out he's inheriting all the money from her, then he's the prime suspect for it. But believing that he's innocent, he then goes, it's basically a courtroom drama. But my wrist keeps clicking.
Arthritis on the way.
God,
you are. You're like one of them little toys with little clicky wrists. Like, gone.
Yeah, so it's a courtroom drama, basically. And you'd never seen this before, have you?
Never seen it before.
Did you know about... Oh, by the way, obviously every review we do is spoilers. This one, I have to emphasise, is spoilers because a lot of it, there's lots of twists and turns because obviously it's a courtroom drama.
Yeah, he said to me before watching it, don't even look online at anything at all. Watch the film and then
you done
online. That? Yeah, I didn't watch it.
So you didn't see the end coming?
No.
Did it surprise you?
I knew something. I was getting some ideas which I'll talk to you about. But no, I didn't.
Because obviously you got, I'm relying on the fact that anyone watching this has seen the film. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the characters' names and stuff. But the Marlene Dietrich character, did you know that was her as the Cockney woman?
No, I didn't. I didn't get that. I thought it looked like a bloke in drag.
She does, doesn't it?
I remember thinking, fucking hell, that's like...
Yeah, and she's got
I didn't notice her though.
Yeah.
Because she's very distinctive looking, so you'd think, oh, you can see that's her.
Yeah. No, but did you enjoy it?
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I can't believe I've never seen it before. See, I love an old black and white film.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I've never seen it. And I loved it because of the twists and turns. And then it twists again and then again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, right.
You're convinced that he's innocent because of his passion. He's like this friendly, amiable American bloke.
Yeah. I knew something about, there was something with that woman in the courtroom though. I knew, hang on, is that the woman? Something clocked with me with the jewellery thing. And I thought, that woman with the dark hair, why are they concentrating on her a bit?
Yeah.
You know, the woman that's in the galleys.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the end. I knew there was going to be a twist.
Yeah.
I sort of, I didn't want to think about the twist, but I knew there was something not right with it. I don't know, but it's really good, really good film. Yeah, really good.
It's a shame we didn't do it as a reaction thing. I would like to have seen your reaction.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I see it, and I didn't. Similar to you, so you got Marlene Dietrich playing this old Cockney woman going. You have to.
I knew that there was something dodgy about him because of the reaction of the barrister, and he's going, "No, something's not right." And I thought something's going to come out about him. I didn't actually put it together, and the way that he stabs her in the back, literally.
Yeah.
And
she's done it. She's taking time in prison because she loves him. She's besotted with him.
And it's like, but you don't realise that until the end. You think, oh, she's a bitch. She's just trying to throw him under the bus and all this. And it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, you don't expect a story of this depth and this much going on in an old black and white film. Although there is, like, actually, I think, to be truthful, actually, black and white films had a lot more storylines to them than nowadays. I think they concentrate more on, like the names of the actors and the big sort of explosions and sort of the shots and the, you know, all that kind of stuff.
But that's the shame about cinema at the moment, because it was literally like 2 days ago, there was on TikTok, someone saying, the films I'm excited about next year, and he listed these 10 films, and I think 6 of them were sequels, 2 of them are remakes, and the other 2 are spin-offs of previous films.
Yeah.
And I said, there's not a single original idea in any of this stuff.
No.
You know, whereas, like you said, you go back like 100 years, 80 years, 60 years, 50 years, 40 years, you still had original ideas.
Yeah.
But it just seems like the landscape at the moment is all pure, we've got a spin-off, we've got this character from this franchise, and you think, oh, but I know what's going to happen. There's nothing exciting in this.
No.
But
yeah, absolutely fantastic film. And I do love an old black and white film because it takes you to a different place, black and white films. like it's a different. It's just a whole
different world.
World.
Yeah.
You know, and I know everything wasn't perfect back then, but it looks it. It just looks like people took more pride in themselves. Everyone dressed well.
Yeah.
There was no sort of. Okay, there was crime and stuff, but not the kind of like sort of zombie knife and acid attack kind of crime that we've got nowadays.
Zombie knife. Oh, it's a knife, isn't it? It's a zombie knife.
Zombie knife.
I was thinking in like zombies with knives.
Zombie, like, you know, like it was like it was just that people just took more pride in themselves.
And the way they talk.
Yeah, and they were more respectful, and it was I liked it, and it's set in England as well.
Yeah, it's set in London, isn't it?
Set in London, which I like.
When you see that guy, I think it's at the Old Bailey, and the guy cleaning the statue at the top, you think, God, I can't believe he had the section of ladders leading him up to it. That's how they used to clean them, and like Trafalgar Square, and you think, what a horrible job.
There was one person, I don't know if you could, I didn't look it up, but I looked and I thought, I know her face, the nurse.
Yes.
And I thought, she's in Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Is that Katie Nana?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I recognised her, I thought, I know by her voice, I was thinking her voice first of all, because obviously I've seen Mary Poppins so many times, and I was looking going, hang on, I look at her and I know her face, and as I was watching it, and I thought, it slowly comes to me, I thought, no, Mary Poppins, and I thought Katie Nana, and she's only in a small part, Katie Nana, isn't she?
Yeah.
It's like she comes in, like, she leaves the nanny job, and then Mary Poppins comes in.
Yeah.
But
Elsa Lanchester.
Right, yeah, I
She
did
plays
recognise
Miss
her.
Grimsole in this,
and also who plays the woman that?
Hold on, she also was this. You might not realise this, but you've probably seen her a lot on some old black and white horror posters, because she's the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, with all that big hair.
Well, that was
that's her.
Katie Nana.
Yeah, that's Elsa Lang. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, if you thought their bickering seemed very convincing, it's probably because Elsa Lanchester and Charles Laughton were actually married in real life.
Yeah.
And they'd been in several films together. I think this is one of the last, though. I didn't know that until I was doing research for this. But go on, who else was you going to say?
The woman who gives him the money, the one who falls for her. I think that's really horrible what he does to her then.
Oh,
if that's the case. You know, like, because she's really lovely, sweet old lady. Well, not old lady, she's about my age.
Yeah.
Because in them days, they looked about, she's probably about 50.
Yeah, what?
About 52, 53 or something like that. But she was like considered like the old lady in it.
Yeah.
The old widow. But
No,
she was lovely. She was really
I
nice.
think she was like mid-50s or something like that. And you think, and she's obviously, you know, a single woman. She's got a bit of money. She doesn't think about that. She thinks, oh, this young man is
I was watching The Birds of a Feather the other day, and it was like towards the end of the first series, like I think there'd been about 9 series, and Doreen had always been this older woman. And at the very last episode, and she's having this meltdown at Garth's wedding or something, and she disappears, and they go, oh God, she's 50. And I thought, what? So all that time, she's in her 40s, and at the end of that, so 9...
isn't it?
And no, the thing is, no, she was actually 50, and that was why she was getting depressed, because she was 50.
Oh.
Yeah, and she was actually 50 in that, and I'm going, no, not the new series, I'm talking about the old series. So this would have been like, she would have probably been about 50, but I always assumed that she was so much older anyway. When it started, I thought she was in her 50s, but she was obviously in her 40s. But she always pretended to be like in her 20s and 30s.
So when it started, she's probably about my age.
Yeah, and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, you know what she's like, and she'd done all that Dorian character all that way through, and then at the end she's like, oh God, look, she's 50, and then you think, oh, fucking hell, 50 was quite old back then. So it's still old now, but
yeah. What did Birds of a Feather get on IMDb then?
Oh, sorry, okay. All right. All right.
No, it's also stars Tyrone Power.
Yes, I know the name. I don't know if I've seen him in anything before.
He's in the Black Rose, Rawhide, a Yank in the RAF.
Yeah,
although this is one of only 2 films apparently that he said he was proud of.
Yeah.
So this came out in 1957. However, in September 1958, he travelled to Madrid with his wife to shoot Solomon and Sheba.
Right.
He'd shot 75% of his scenes when he was shooting a dueling scene, and he had a massive heart attack and died.
Oh.
Yeah. Although he did have a hereditary heart disease and smoked 3 to 4 packs a day. But still,
a lot of them smoked back then, though.
He was 44 when he died.
Oh. How old was he in this film then?
Well, he would have been about 42, he'd been my age.
Oh, of course, there's not much
so it's about right.
People did look older then, didn't they?
Yeah.
They looked smart. Everyone looked smart. Even the tramps looked smart.
Well, they both, his co-stars, both of them fancied him as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't think he wasn't really like a sort of...
No, this is the weird thing.
He's that attractive.
I mean, I'm not gay, but I looked and thought, really? Him?
Yeah.
Oh, I
well,
suppose.
I'm gay and I've looked and thought, no, I don't fancy him.
But Charles Laughton, the lawyer, the barrister, he had a huge crush on him. He was also in Spartacus and Mutiny on the Bounty. He died of gallbladder cancer in 1962, age 63. That was only about 5 years after this.
Oh.
So, although he does look of ill health in this as well. I know he's supposed to, but you could see a man of that size back then. You didn't have as much good health care. You'd think his days are numbered anyway. Marlene Dietrich.
Yeah, first film I've ever seen her in. I've always heard of her because I like all my old black and white films.
She's in Touch of Evil.
I don't think I've seen that.
And Judgment at Nuremberg, which I don't think you've seen.
I've never seen her in a film. That's what I'm saying. It's the first film I've ever seen her in. I know of her because she was a big name in the old black and white Hollywood era. But I've never seen her in a film, and she was very good in this film. She's very good. She's quite very masculine looking.
Yeah.
She's got a very masculine sort of face, I think. She's very, I suppose, which transfers well on film.
Yeah.
You know, got a good jaw and...
where she plays the Cockney.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Did not see it. And I'm quite good at picking up on things like that. Like,
this is what I was worried about. Because I never noticed. When I first watched the film, I remember not going on IMDb, not being on my phone. I remember thinking, fucking hell, state of her. Yeah. And I thought, I know what you're like sometimes. You go, who's that? And you'll look it up.
I actually kept my phone charging in my bedroom at the time. Good. I thought, I'm going to keep my phone away. And so if anyone phones me, I'm not going to be distracted. Because you did say, right, just watch the film. Don't be on your phone and all that. I went, okay, right. So I did.
That's good. The producers were so concerned about the success of the film that during the credits, an announcer urges the audience not to reveal the film's ending. They said at a performance in London, they managed to get the royal family to sign a pledge they would not divulge the surprise ending.
Yeah, because it's horrible when the ending gets spoiled. So I would have been like, why did you tell me that? I've had that before when people have spoiled the endings for me, like Sixth Sense was spoiled and other things like that. You know, you feel like, don't ruin it.
I think it even ruins it if you say to people, it's got a twist. Because as soon as they say that, you start looking for it. Whereas I deliberately, when I said to you about this film, I deliberately didn't say, twist ending. I said, don't
read up anything, just watch it because you don't want it to. And I thought, right, okay, I need to concentrate on this one then.
And that thing where they say, because when it's still on the film when you watch it and it goes on the end credits. I don't know if you saw on the end credits, you still hear the announcement where they say, please make sure you do not tell your friends and family what happens in this. It's something they do in Mousetrap as well, which is Agatha Christie.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's on. They ain't made a film of it, I don't think, but it's the
longest longest running thing in London. Is it London or the whole of the world?
I think it's the world.
America, yeah.
You know, if it's London,
it would be America and London, wouldn't it?
But because we've got such old theatre, it'd probably be.
It's probably it's quite.
I think it's been running for like 80 years or something.
80.
80.
I was going to say 8. No, 80 years. Oh yeah, probably.
I watched it. I went and see it. I love things like that. I love these little crime things. You think, who done it? Mysteries. And Agatha Christie, of course, who's done Poirot and Miss Marple and all these. She made her bread from all this sort of mystery stuff. The Mousetrap is hers as well. And when I went and see it, I remember thinking, I wonder who it is. And then,
did she become famous after she died, or was she sort of famous?
She was still famous.
She was sort of like she became famous, and she was. Like, it wasn't someone noticed her works after she died, like with artists you find, don't you?
Yeah, like Van Gogh.
Van Gogh and all that.
No, she was famous in her lifetime because the volume of work and all the things that she done, you know, even still now they're making programmes and films. They've just had all those Poirot films with Kenneth Branagh come out, Murder on the Orient Express and stuff. So, no, she's always...
It's very good though.
It's
very good.
And this is the thing. I love films like this.
I like twists in films. I like twists when you don't see a twist coming.
I love how it sort of twists and turns throughout.
Okay.
And then at the end, you think, oh, well, that's fantastic how it's delivered. I mean, I like courtroom dramas anyway, but there's some you think, well, I know the outcome. Like A Few Good Men, it's obvious what the outcome is. It's just about getting a confession from Jack Nicholson.
I've never seen that. See, that bored me.
Yeah,
the look of it. See, anything to do with war, army.
Well, it's a courtroom thing, really. Yeah. It's a good
but
film.
It's just the trailer. I know when it came out in the 90s. It was the 90s, yeah.
And you know the famous line.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth and all that.
Yeah.
It just didn't ever appeal to me. Probably a good film. It's obviously probably a good film, but I mean, it's not really my cup of tea.
Production on this was actually started before they'd even cast the leads. What do you think? How was that able?
Well, they must.
Because there's not.
In the end, they would have had to go with someone, but they obviously hadn't found who they wanted. And they did in the end. I heard that apparently Jack Lemmon was considered for the role.
Yeah, well, he really
and he
likes
would have
Jack
been,
Lemmon,
and he would have
doesn't
been really good actually because he's so likable. And
what as the American bloke?
As the bloke who was the main one.
Yeah, not the lawyer, not the barrister.
No, the one
Tyrone
who killed,
Power.
Tyrone Power's.
Yeah,
and because he's so likable and it's so against type, you wouldn't have seen it coming, and you'd have gone, no, not him. And that's why I think he would have worked for it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I could see Jack Lemmon playing that role and convincingly because he comes across like the nice guy that you wouldn't expect him to do anything wrong.
This is actually the third Billy Wilder film we've done a podcast on, isn't it?
Some Like It Hot.
And The Apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one.
All great films as well.
Yeah.
So, it's fantastic.
Yeah, this is a brilliant film. This is a really good film. And I can't believe, because I've watched... I love old black and white films. Yeah. Every now and again I'll just sit and I'll just sit and stick a couple of black and white films on. It just takes you to a different place. Yeah. It's just like they're quite calming. And they're good. And I know it's over top acting a lot of the time. But it's just that it's the way acting was. Yeah. It's of a different style. Like it's different to today's acting. Yeah. But it's brilliant, fantastic. I mean, I love it. I love all the old movie stars when movie stars was movie stars. I love all that.
And I find with those old ones, the biggest strength was always the story, which I love. Yeah. I love a good story. Yeah. Watch this; it's a great story.
And they're quite long films as well back then as well. And it was all really well filmed. Good actors. It was just brilliant. I loved the old Hollywood era. Ones. Yeah, definitely.
Charles Laughton, who, as I said, plays the barrister in this, he was the first actor to ever play Poirot. He was on the West End stage in 1928 in the play Alibi, which of course, was Agatha Christie as well.
Okay.
Did you notice at the end, because obviously she stabs him, doesn't she?
Yeah.
It's... The barrister, people argue that he instigated the stabbing, he suggested the stabbing. Because do you know what he does with his monocle when he's shining lights? Because he's twisting it like that and it's shining on the knife. And she goes, okay. Yeah, well...
I didn't notice that, but then I would get that. If I'd seen him doing that and it's shining on the knife, that I'd go for that. I'd go with that.
Because obviously he would never...
say it.
He's too clever. He would never say...
But it's putting that idea in her head. It's like she's looking at this shining thing and it's shining near the knife. It's making her brain go, right, that's it.
Because she couldn't in court, they go,
because he's gone with that other woman and it's like, well, I've lost you anyway, so I'm going to prison. I might as well bloody sort of finish you off.
And he can't go, and the thing is, the lawyer knows that he can't get Tyrone Power now because...
He's already been tried. Because in that is it double indemnity?
Yeah.
Where you can't be tried for the same crime twice. I think that's changed now. But they used to be double jeopardy. Double jeopardy. It's so you can't be done. You can't be tried for the same crime twice.
Yeah, it's a very clever film, and I remember I went through a period of watching loads of courtroom films, classic courtroom films.
Yeah, you like 12 Angry Men, didn't you, as well? That was a good film.
Yeah, and this one was high on the list, and I thought, okay, I thought I'd watch it, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. So this is one of the ones which has been on my list since we started the podcast, because I know you like old films as well.
Yeah. And we don't do many old films. I need to start doing more. There's some really good films that I want you to see that I think you'll like.
Marlene Dietrich said it was the only role she emotionally connected to. Okay. She really sort of felt for it. And I think largely that is partly because she had an infatuation with Tyrone Power. So it was easy for her to play that part of someone besotted with him and being rejected. Okay. Because apparently he was actually embarrassed by her advances. She kept coming on to him during production. And, him being married wasn't interested, kept knocking him back and felt embarrassed by it. But it helped them both for the actual performances because it is really believable. You feel sorry for her. She's such a dominant woman. Yeah. But this happens so much in life anyway. I mean, how many times have you...
And you think, how could you fall for that? But then people love people. They all like normal sense goes out the window.
Yeah, and you normally notice it more when there's someone who you really like, but they really like someone else, and that person, you think, but he doesn't give a toss about you. Can't you see he's using you? It's always
the way, though.
Can't you see this? Yeah,
it's always the way. You always fall for the ones that you really that you really sort of can't have, and it's vice versa. The ones that fall for you, the ones that you feel the same for. Do you know what I mean? To find that person that you connect with, both the same and you both adore each other and want to be with each other is really rare.
Oh yeah, exceptionally rare. It's
I've
almost
had it, yeah.
No. I mean, I've been in a few serious relationships.
Yeah, same here.
But almost every single one of them, I can look and think, who was more invested in the other? It's very rare that people are 50-50. They like each other equally. It's always like one likes one slightly more. Yeah. And even some like long-lasting marriages, you think, yeah, but she calls the shots, or he and they say who wears the trousers. It's basically the person who's just slightly not as into it as the other one. I mean, they could be vastly not interested.
You get that with a lot with like open relationships and stuff. You always think, do you reckon one goes into it because they have to, because it's the only way that they're going to keep up with their partner?
I think so. I think it's where they love the other one so much
that they know that they will do anything that they want.
Yeah. And this is like a perfect example of it, their relationship in this film. But you don't realise that's their relationship. No. You honestly believe that she doesn't like him.
Yeah.
She comes up with all this stuff. She writes all those letters and stuff. She comes up with all this stuff just to sort of...
Yeah. But that's why it sort of threw me about her. I didn't see that coming because I thought, oh, right. And then the fact that I didn't recognise her at all. If I'd noticed her... See, that was a big risk to take, to have her as that Cockney woman. Because if you clocked her being her, you'd go, well, that's her.
Yeah.
So what's the alternative? There's a reason.
Because it sort of
but I didn't see it, and I'm quite good at clocking stuff like that, and I didn't notice it at all. So that was really well done. The makeup was really well done, and she came across
because she's got such a distinctive accent when she's playing the main character. Yeah. It was the German accent with not being able to say her R's properly.
I just remember looking, going, this looks like a bloke.
Yeah. Hello, Ducky, and she's got that scar. The scar makeup looks really good. Yeah. But for the accent, Charles Laughton coached her to talk Cockney.
Oh, okay.
So even though he's actually from up north,
I didn't know if they maybe had someone else sort of talking for her. Maybe no, because her German accent would have come through. I would have thought, but obviously not.
No, she just obviously had.
Oh no! When I look back, I'll be able to sort of see now. But the thing is, I did not clock it at all. Did not notice that was her.
No, and then she of course dips slightly back into it when she does the reveal to Charles Laughton, didn't she? She goes, "Give us a kiss."
And I was sitting there going, I mean, that was her. I thought, I didn't recognise that. I didn't see that coming. Which I like that in a film when I don't notice what's going to go on. But that's why I tried not to think about it too much.
Yeah, she had a prosthetic nose on and the scar, and they were actually done by Orson Welles. Okay. Orson Welles met up with her and helped her do the makeup on it.
Yeah, really good film. Really good film. I really liked it. Marlene Dietrich was so certain that she would be nominated for an Academy Award for her performance as Christine that she recorded a new introduction to her Las Vegas show mentioning her nomination. She was crushed after she was not nominated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who was nominated that year. I should look into it, really. But yeah, I mean, I think she's great in it. I think all three of them are good because, especially the two suspects, as it were, because you don't see it coming. You know, you genuinely believe that he's this nice guy. He seems so nice all the way through it, so friendly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I didn't see that coming with him. Usually I'm quite good at clocking stuff like that. And there was that maid. I like the maid.
The Scottish maid.
Yeah, she was quite funny. I liked her. When the film was released, Dame Agatha Christie said it was the only one of her movies that she liked based on one of her stories. But later then she also said that Murder on the Orient Express was one that she liked. So Marlene Dietrich had undergone plastic surgery and wore heavy makeup and a wig for the film.
Oh, really? You don't think of plastic surgery back then. I know.
There was a lot. And if they did have plastic surgery, you'd think, oh bloody hell, how dodgy would it be, plastic surgery? Because look how dodgy it was in the 80s when you'd have all them sort of rich women.
Well, even now.
No, I know, but then they'd have like the when you go, fucking hell, look at their faces, where it's so noticeable. So back then, you'd think it would have been even worse.
Has David Beckham had something done?
He's had something done. Something's changed on his face. He's got lines still, but he looks like he's had fillers and Botox in places. But he looks, something don't look right. I don't know what it is. Something don't look right in his face. Look at him recently in books and films. I mean, like films, any advertisements of him. Look at his face. Something in his face has changed massively. He was a handsome bloke, and he started done something. But he's another one, as I said. People just fighting to be young all the time, and that's all it is. But you've got to realise there's more to life than that. You know, you've got to embrace life. Otherwise, if that's all you chase is youth, you're going to continue.
I mean, in fairness, that is his main selling point. He would not be as big as he is now.
Of course, I know. But the thing is, you've got to let it go. Otherwise, grow up gracefully. Yeah. He'd probably be an attractive older man. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But like the same with all these women, like Madonna and all that. it's like it's got to be such a lonely place because all you're thinking about is what you look like rather than embracing what you've achieved in life and now looking forward to the next chapter. I know it's hard. None of us like it. We're all getting old. But it's just part of life and just...
Yeah, I notice lines on myself sometimes, but I just think, oh, you know, that's a shame, but oh well. Yeah. That's it. It's hard sometimes and you think, oh, maybe I'll get some cream.
But people that actually...
I won't get surgery done.
No, but people that accept themselves for what they look like and who they are much more attractive than people that have loads and loads of stuff done, I find. You know, because you end up looking like... You just look like you're so insecure that you have to have all that stuff done.
You know what I like to do as well? I sometimes look at older people, like older actors in particular, say like bald actors, about my build and stuff, and I think, okay, so how old are they? And I think that's what I'll look like when I'm about that age, I reckon. Say if I look at Patrick Stewart, who's like old and bald, I think, yeah, you know, people still like him, he's dignified and stuff. That's how I want to be. I want to be a dignified old man rather than like face back old man, can't hardly talking, liquid dripping out your mouth because you've had a botch.
No, just as I say, I think the happiest people are the people that are content with themselves inside. Because as you say, you see celebrities all the time, new surgery, and it's like, and I think it's got to be such a lonely place, and it's just all it's shown is their insecurities. Whereas if they was really happy, they wouldn't need it, and that's the fact, really. If you was so happy with your life, okay, I understand people having tweaks, I get that, but you know when people suddenly sort of start looking like fucking plastic puppets, then it's not a good look. But then again, I might end up being like that. I might have like Michael Jackson. I might have a little Michael Jackson face going on.
You know he's falling off.
I'm born on the same day as Mickey Rourke. So, fucking hell, like, look at what he done to his face.
Mickey Rourke?
No, he's sent... I'm not... Fuck off. I think he's my mum's age. A couple of years younger than mum. But we're born on the same day. And look, I mean, he was so handsome, Mickey Rourke. If you see him in like 9.5 weeks, Angel Heart. Like, and he was he would have been a ruggedy, good-looking man.
That looks fade.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But yeah, but then you look at him now, and he's like all plastic. He's like, if he just left himself how he was, I think he'd still be an attractive older man. Yeah. Because he was never like a pretty boy, but he was an attractive man. Do you know what I mean? He was pretty boy in a way because but then he could also look rugged, and yeah, so it's a shame. Yeah, the courtroom setting, which cost £75,000 to build, was a recreation of the real courtroom in London's Central Criminal Courts, the Old Bailey. Ah. So that's interesting. I suppose considering it was London, it would have been in the Old Bailey for murder, wouldn't it?
The thing is, I think they could have... I mean, okay, if they want to make it look like the Old Bailey, then I suppose. But I went to Wales recently with Mum and Lily, and in the back of this library thing, there's a big courtroom set. It's like an old courtroom, and you can just go stand in the gallows and stuff like that. Oh, it's good. It's like, and you think they should be shooting programs here all the time, and probably they do.
They probably do.
But you think when you hear that someone spends $75,000, and back then as well, that was like millions.
Yeah.
Them cost.
Oh yeah. Of course.
You add for inflation.
Although originally published as a short story in 1925 with the title Traitor's Hands by Dame Agatha Christie, she renamed it Witness for the Prosecution when it was reprinted in the 30s and 40s. In British and American publications, her play is based on this short story. Which is good, because I mean, that would have given it away, Traitor's Hands. I think that would have given it away, that title as well.
You think?
Yeah. It would have made you, it would have sort of nodded to it a little bit more. Traitor's Hands, traitor. Who's the traitor? Then again, I suppose Marlene Dietrich could have been the traitor.
Yeah.
But the Witness for the Prosecution is a good
Yeah,
name.
well, that's hinting towards, that's the first thing where you think, I don't trust the wife. She doesn't sound like she's going to back up her husband. And that's interesting because in law, like back then, I don't think it's the same now. It's illegal for a wife to give damning evidence against her husband. Yeah. I'm sure they must have got rid of that because, you know, well, how many wives get beat by their husband and stuff like that, you know.
Marlene Dietrich and Billy Wilder enjoyed a long-running mutual admiration relationship. She praised him repeatedly as both an artist and a human being, calling him the kindest, sweetest man she'd ever known. He once said of her, "If we had to invent someone to be the ideal woman, we would have to invent Dietrich." She threw herself into the part with gritty determination, approaching it, Wilder said, as if she thought her career depended on it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the whole, absolutely loved this film. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm really surprised. I knew I'd like it because I know you've been going on about it for quite a long time, and
you obviously, I'm glad you watched the original one from back
yeah,
then,
because I was thinking, imagine if I'd watched the wrong one.
Yeah, there was one I think came out in the 80s.
Yeah,
and there was recently, it's about a year ago, a couple of years back. I remember on BBC they had a mini series. So it's like 1 or 2 episodes, and I just thought
this is the original.
It only works, I think, because it's black and white and old. Because you think modern cinema or modern cameras, I don't care who the actor is, under prosthetics and stuff, you'd go, no, that's him, that's her. That's
yeah.
Whereas that, you don't think of it.
I'm really surprised I didn't clock that. I remember looking, going, bit of a rough woman.
Juicy, ain't they? There's one coming up that's even better.
How did you get hold of these?
What difference does it make so long as she gets what's coming to her?
What have you got against her?
Ha! I'll give you something to dream about, mister. Want to kiss me, ducky? Ha! I didn't suppose you would.
Christine Vole did that to you.
Not her. The chap I was going with, he was a bit younger than me, but I loved him. And then she come along, started seeing him on the sly, and then one day he cleared out. But I went after him and I found them together. I told him what I thought of her, and he cut me face up proper.
Did you go to the police about it?
Who, me? Not likely.
Yeah, although, as I say, looking at her looking like that, it's looking quite rough. I didn't recognise her. I mean, but although we've known quite a few rough East End looking women in the past, haven't we? So,
Pauline Fowler.
Yeah, no, fantastic film. It's IMDb, it got 8.4 out of 10, which is really good. And Rotten Tomatoes, critics 100%.
Wow.
And the audience 95%.
That's got to be the highest.
That's fantastic.
I think that's the highest, definitely on Rotten Tomatoes.
That we've done so far.
Yeah.
I know there are ones at 100 and 100, but I don't know them films, I don't think.
No. But I mean,
but that's brilliant. I mean, that you can't, that says a lot for the film.
It's hard to fault it. It's hard.
You can't.
I've watched it a few times now, and there's no part in it I think, oh well, they could shave that off. They could get rid of that bit and stuff. It all sort of builds to the character.
Yeah.
It builds to, like, first of all, with the barrister being this sort of like sort of curmudgeonly, sort of just not even thinking about the case so much. He only falls into the case because he wants a cigar.
Yeah.
Of that kind of sort of toffee.
It's fantastic.
Like
really good film. Type. I love the characters are so animated, and they're so, like, each character is so full.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I just loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
Classic,
really loved it. Really loved it. Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I didn't sit there going, "Oh, it's boring me." I actually got into it, and also at the end with the twists, and I was going, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's her. Oh, okay. He done it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his girl. That's the one that he was." I knew there was something with the fact that when he went to the travel agents with the woman, and the dark-haired woman, I thought, something. Yeah. Then I sort of clocked it with that woman coming. I mean, it's. I knew there was something about her because they showed too much of her for her not to be involved in the story. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And I think as long as he doesn't die afterwards, the barrister, I think she gets off it because he's such a good barrister. I think he would have proved it as diminished responsibility, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a hard case for him.
And also because he knows that he let that bloke off, and he needs to sort this now.
And the bloke tricked him as well. Yeah. So he'll say, like, I know she's guilty of perjury and now murder. 2 serious crimes. So for him to fight for her, it's going to be hard. I think only he could do it. So that's why I say, as long as he doesn't die, she'll get off.
Yeah. And
he wants to fight for her because he feels sorry for her. So she's, he
exactly.
see why she done it.
Yeah. No, it's really good though. Really good. And the budget was 2 million.
Right. And
it made 9 million. Now, if you think for 1957, that's a lot of money.
That is good because you think.
And 2 million is a lot of money, really. Yeah. If you think
4 times
how did it cost 2 million to make that? It's not really.
Well, you think
there's no big special effects. Only the courtroom to rebuild that. But I can't think of how it would cost so much.
No, I've always.
It's all based in the same sort of place, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's weird, but I mean, also film itself was more expensive back then. You think the actual film on the cameras was really expensive.
Is it a long film? I can't remember. It didn't feel like long, but it's probably about 2 hours, isn't it?
It's about 2 hours.
Yeah,
but like old films, there could be 2 hours and you wouldn't mind because the story keeps you involved, invested. You think it's like what was the one we watched earlier this year, beginning of the year, with the couple at the train station?
Oh, Brief Encounter.
Brief Encounter.
I love that film.
And even though on paper not much happens in that,
no,
it's still you're still invested.
I love that.
You're still
film.
like, oh,
you liked it as well. You've never seen it.
Really
See, that's a film that I opened your eyes to. Like you've opened my eyes to this. That you would watch that again, Brief Encounter. Like I'd easily watch this again, easily.
I want to watch that again. I'll probably watch it again soon. I want to show it to Lily, maybe.
Yeah, it's a lovely film, and if she loves film in cinema, it's a beautiful film to see. Does she like old films?
Yeah.
I mean, she's only like 17, isn't she now? 17.
Yeah, but she's
forgetting how old she was.
No,
I was forgetting. I was thinking, look, the other two, they're 17 because Albie's still 16. That's right.
No, she's 17, but she's always loved cinema. I've always shown her films from a young age. You know, but there's certain films you show people at a certain age, not because of the material in it,
just they appreciate it,
because you think they're not ready for this kind of story yet. But she's been ready for like that.
Got emotionally mature because life changes you as you get older. Like you might appreciate things more as you're older when you've experienced that side of life, sort of thing.
Like when you've been the Marlene Dietrich character, when you've
hurt,
done things
or
for someone you're besotted with.
Yeah.
Even though you know in your heart it's wrong, you think, I shouldn't be stealing, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, but you do it for love. Yeah. And then when it's unrequited love, it's even more painful. Yeah,
so that's fantastic. Really good film, Charles. Really enjoyed that.
I'm glad. So that was Witness for the Prosecution.
Yeah.
So next week, I'm actually going to do another one, but I'm going to go see my friend Mike, and we're going to go into the future with Back to the Future 2.
Another good film. Another
great Robert Zemeckis film. We done one a couple of weeks ago, Death Becomes Us, but we're going to do Back to the Future 2, which...
You've got to mention all the things that you would have added and all that kind of stuff when you do that one. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, no, well, this is the thing. Back to the Future 1 is the obvious one. Yeah. But everyone who knows Back to the Future knows everything about it. Yeah. There's been so many reviews, podcasts, documentaries. Everyone knows Back to the Future 1. And I'd like to sort of look more at part 2.
I always thought with part 2 of Back to the Future, that would have been perfect if they just split that in half, and that could have been platform Back to the Future 2, and then the third film, rather than going back to the Wild West, would have been them going back to 1985, and it's all wrong again, and then they have to go back and then to and from again, ending it that they, rather than going back to the Wild West, I think it's just go between the future and up to 55. I think they could have done a really good feature film with all the different modern things in the future, really embraced the future and all the things they could have done with that, and then gone back to the catapulting between them all. I think that would have been my idea of the perfect film with that.
Yeah. And then after that will be October. So it's a month of horror films again, Ben. So have a think of a couple.
Yeah, and we're going to do a 70s versus 80s battle.
Yes.
A top 5 each or something like that of 70s horror films.
Well, I think you can do 10. But,
I don't know if you can do 10, can you? We'll do 5
I can, because the 80s was the better decade, so it'd be easy. I could do 20.
No.
But, you know...
Listen, my favourite horror films from the 70s.
Yeah.
So there.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, but can I take ones that was filmed in the 70s and maybe might have been released in the 80s?
No.
Like Shining?
No, it's got to be released, because it's too hard.
I'll win anyway. I'm the winner, so I'll be alright.
Right, well, thanks for watching.
Yes, please share.
And like and subscribe. And if there's any films you'd like us to look into, please comment.
Yes, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.